Hi, welcome to Om, Muna Meditation and More. My name is Muna April Kim, and I'm doing a recitation of the Flower Ornament scripture. This is part 2, page 3, paragraph 3. When they keep discipline this way, they do not see themselves keeping precepts. They do not see others breaking precepts. Their action is neither that of ordinary people nor that of saints. They do not see themselves arousing the determination for enlightenment. They do not see the Buddhas attaining enlightenment. If there is anything at all that can be grasped or apprehended, whether good or bad, this is not called enlightenment, not called pure practice. One should see in this way such discipline based on the essence is itself the body of reality. The body of reality is the knowledge of Buddhas. The knowledge of Buddhas is true enlightenment. Therefore, this discipline of the flower ornament scripture is not the same as the teaching of the lesser vehicle, which has choosing and rejection. Next, the precepts for enlightening beings in the Brahmajala scripture are based on presentation of both conceptual existence and real existence. For people who have big hearts and like to practice kindness and compassion, and those who seek Buddhahood, the Buddha says Vairocana is the fundamental body, with 10 billion emanation bodies, to suddenly cause us to recognize the branches and return to the root. The scripture says these 10 billion bodies bring innumerable beings to the Buddha. It also says, if people accept the precepts of Buddha, they then enter the ranks of Buddha. Their rank is already the same as great enlightenment, and they are true offspring of Buddha. This is therefore a discipline based on the essence, and is thus based on reality. The scripture abruptly shows great-hearted people the discipline of the essence of the body of reality, while lesser people get it gradually. Therefore, one teaching responds to two kinds of faculties, greater and lesser. The statement that the 10 billion emanation bodies each bring countless beings to the Buddha illustrates giving up the provisional for the true. This is the teaching of true existence, because in this teaching, the provisional and true are shown at once. It is not the same as the lesser vehicle, which begins with impermanence and has results that are also impermanent. Because the precepts of the lesser vehicle only lead to humanity and heavenly life. However, the establishment of a school of true existence in the Brahmajala scripture is not the same as that expounded by Vairocana in the flower ornament scripture. In the Brahmajala scripture, by following the teaching of the emanation bodies of Buddha, we arrive at the original body. In the school of the complete teaching of the flower ornament, the original body is shown all at once. The fundamental realm of reality, the body of rewards of great knowledge, cause and effect, noumenon and phenomenon, are equally revealed. Also, the description of the extent of the cosmos of the flower ornament scripture is not the same as the description in the Brahmajala scriptures. As for the Pranaparamita scriptures, they are based on explaining emptiness in order to show the truth. When the Buddha first expounded the teachings of the lesser vehicle to people, they stuck to principles and phenomena as both real, and therefore could not get rid of obstruction. Therefore, Buddha explained emptiness to them, to break down their attachments. That is why it explains 18 kinds of emptiness in the Pranaparamita scriptures. The world, the three treasures, the Buddha, the teaching, and the community, or the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, the four truths, or the four noble truths, suffering, origin, extinction, and path, the three times, past, present, and future, and so on, are all empty. And emptiness itself is empty too. This is extensively explained in these scriptures to nullify ignorance and obstruction actions. or obstructing actions. When ignorance is totally exhausted, obstructing actions have no essence. Nirvana naturally appears. This is true existence. It is not called the school of emptiness. However, though it is real true existence, many of the teachings expounded have becoming disintegration. Therefore, it cannot yet be considered complete. As for the flower ornament scripture, in it are the arrays of characteristics and embellishments that are rewards of or consequences of enlightening practice. They can be empty, and they can be actual. In this scripture, the teachings of emptiness and existence are not highly singly, nomenon and phenomenon. Emptiness and existence interpenetrate, reflecting each other. And all the books of the whole flower ornament scripture interpenetrate. All the statements intertwine. All the sayings in the scripture point to the same thing. And when one becomes, all become. When one disintegrates, all disintegrate. In the totality, because the essence is equal, the time is equal, and the practice is equal. Every part of the scripture is equal, and so the explanations of the teaching are equal. Therefore, attainment of Buddhahood in the present means equality with all Buddhas of past, present, and future. Consequently, there is no past, present, or future, no time. In this, it differs from the Pranaparamita scriptures, in which formation and disintegration take place at separate times, and thus cause and effect are successive. Now, as for the Sandinimranaka scripture, this is based on non-voidness and non-existence. Buddha explained this teaching after having expounded teachings of existence and of emptiness to harmonize the two views of being and nothingness, making it neither emptiness nor existence. To this end, he spoke of an unalloyed pure consciousness without any defilement. According to this teaching, just as a rapid flow of water produces many waves, all of which are equally based on the water, similarly, the sense consciousness, the conceptual consciousness, the judgmental consciousness, and the cumulative repository consciousness are all based on the pure consciousness. As the Sandinimranaka scripture says, it is like the face of a good mirror. If one thing which casts a reflection comes before it, just one image appears. If two or more things come before it, two or more images appear. It is not that the surface of the mirror changes into reflections, and there is no manipulation or annihilation that can be grasped either. This illustrates the pure consciousness on which all aspects of consciousness are based. The Sandinimranaka scripture also says that through the enlightening being lives by the teaching, knowledge is the basis, because the teaching is a construction. The intent of the scripture is to foster clear understanding of the essence of consciousness and the medium of consciousness, because fundamentally it is only real knowledge. It is like the stream of water which produces waves without leaving the body of water. It is also like a clear mirror which, due to its pure body, contains many images without discrimination, never actually having anything in it, yet not impeding the existence of images. Likewise, the forms of consciousness manifested by one's own mind are not apart from essential, uncontrived, pure knowledge, in which there are no attachments such as self or other, inside or outside, in regard to the images manifested. Letting consciousness function freely, going along with the knowledge, this breaks up bondage to emptiness or existence, considering everything neither empty nor existent. And therefore a verse of the Sandinimranaka scripture says, the pure consciousness is very deep and subtle. All impressions are like a torrent. I do not tell the ignorant about this for fear they will cling to the notion as self. The statement that the pure consciousness is very deep and subtle is to draw ordinary people into realization of knowledge and consciousness. It is not the same as the breaking down of forms into emptiness, which is practiced by the two lesser vehicles, and the beginning enlightening beings learning the gradual method of enlightenment. It is also not the same as ordinary people who cling to things as really existent, because it is not the same as